Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our next video here. And today I wanted to focus a little bit on actually getting yourself ready to code starting next week, I guess, not this coming week, but the following week when we're into our new kind of section, which we're actually going to start to get into the internet. So what I wanted to do, again, as I said today, is I want to talk to you about how to download Java and how to install Java and NetBeans properly. So NetBeans is the program that we're going to be using, and I will show you in a minute what NetBeans looks like. And I'll also have a subsequent video that will talk a little bit about looking at NetBeans and the NetBeans environment and how to kind of get started with NetBeans. But for now, let's just look at how to actually download NetBeans and also download Java and install Java. So you can see here I'm on the main screen of the course, and if you go into the content section of the course, and I'm going to view this as a student just so that I see exactly the same thing that you see, okay? This should be what you would normally see during your day. Please make sure that you're going down and looking at the announcements every day because it kind of gives you an idea of what you should be doing, okay? You're going to go into the content section of the course. When you go into the content section of the course, you will notice the course overview. If you click on the course overview section, there's the course overview, but I've also given you links to the Java JDK download and the Apache NetBeans download. There is a proper order to do this. You want to download the Java JDK first, then you want to install NetBeans over top of it. So I would suggest downloading Java 16. Now, there is a new version of Java, Java 17, that has recently come out, but I think 16 is a bit more stable and it might be better for you to download the 16. And that's why I've included the link to 16. But you'll see that if I go to the link to 16, it will actually give me an option for 17. So I'm going to click on that link right now. It brings up this. We click open link. And now we are down here in Java. So you'll notice the screen that it comes up with right away at the top, it says Java 17 is available now. So Java 17 is available for you, but I would, for this year, not download Java 17. I think I would skip down and scroll down. You can kind of scroll down a little bit here. And down at the bottom, you'll see that you have access to Java SE Development Kit 16. Okay? You'll notice that you have Java 11 and Java 8 as well. I wouldn't worry too much about those older versions. They're kind of older versions of Java. And if you're installing this on a local machine, like your personal machine, you're going to want to go down to Java 16. Then if you scroll down, make sure that you're in this Java Development Kit 16, so you've selected 16. Go to the window, depending on what version you have. So if you're working on a Mac, you're going to want to download this Mac installer. But if you're working on a Windows machine, which I'm imagining most of you are, you're going to click on this Windows icon, and you're going to download the installer. So if you click on the installer, it will automatically ask you to accept the software. You click I review and accept, download the JDK. And it will start to download your Java JDK. All right, and then once you have the download completed, you're going to want to go ahead and install the JDK by clicking on that executable file somewhere on your computer, wherever it is. Okay, so you'll get the installation wizard that comes up. Obviously, we're going to click through next. You're going to choose where you want to install the Java 8 SDK. I'm going to tell you that probably leave it as the default, because if you don't, you might end up with some problems when you go to install NetBeans. So I'm going to click next, and it should go and run through installing your Java Development Kit. You need to have this Java Development Kit installed before you can actually install NetBeans. If you don't install this first, you're not going to be able to use NetBeans properly because you won't have the JDK properly allocated. It's much easier if you install the JDK first and then install the NetBeans program. You can do it the other way, but I'm telling you right now that the process is extremely complicated, and so there's no need. You can go through some of this other stuff. There's no need to. You can now close your Java development kit, and we're now finished with the JDK. The JDK is now installed. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go back to, I'm going to close that out. We want to go back to the course. We want to go back to the course overview in the content section. And we're going to go to Apache NetBeans. And we're going to open that link. And you will notice that their latest release here is 12.5. And that is the version that we're going to download. We're going to download 12.5. So on the right-hand side at the top of the screen here, you'll notice that there's the little download button. We're going to click that download link. And we're going to download this new Apache NetBeans feature update 12.5. So you're going to click download. And again, it gives you some options here that you want to download, depending on whether you're working in Windows, Linux, or a Mac OS. So for my installer, I want to choose the Windows version. Try not to use the binary. You don't really want to use the binary. I guess if you know a little bit about how binaries work, go right ahead. But I would stick to the installers. That's the one you want to use. Click on the Windows version for me because I'm installing it on a Windows machine. It's going to suggest a mirror that you properly install it on. So you click on that mirror. And then you'll notice that on the bottom, it will start to download your software. It is a fairly large file. Keep that in mind. I'm unfortunately downloading it on a laptop machine that's hooked up to some pretty slow Wi-Fi. So I'm going to have to wait for it to download properly. But you can notice it's a 400 megabyte file. So it is significantly large. Okay, now that the NetBeans program has downloaded, you want to run that executable file, okay, and it's going to bring you into the dialog box to actually install NetBeans. So your dialog box will come up. You want to click yes. And run the installer. Leave all the defaults in there. Accept the terms of the agreement. Again, choose the default place to locate your Apache files. And then click install. Once you get the installation is complete, then it's time to actually just click finish. And we'll actually go in and we'll try and run Apache NetBeans. So I'm just going to close out my browser here. Okay, and then I'm on my main screen here. I go to my start menu, and if you scroll down, you will notice Apache NetBeans. You're going to have to go into the A's for it. There it is, Apache NetBeans, and then Apache NetBeans 12.5. You should also see it under recently added if you're on a Windows device, but and that I will be showing things on a Windows device, so make sure that you're using my instructions for a Windows device, and you may have to look at some other instructions if you're looking at any other type of device. Okay, so I'm just going to click on running Apache NetBeans just to make sure everything is working. And then I had a previous version of NetBeans on this, and there were some settings that I used in that. So I'm going to say yes. You don't have to say yes. This may not happen for you because you don't have a previous version of NetBeans installed. So I'm just going to say yes. So it pulls over those settings, and looks like NetBeans is running just fine on my computer so far. Good. Okay, so you can start to see now we're in the NetBeans environment, and I'm not going to talk about NetBeans right now as far as the software is concerned. I'll do another video on kind of how to work around NetBeans and that type of thing, but that's not important for today. I just wanted to make sure that you were able to download everything, install everything, and make sure that you were good to go for the next week that we're starting, which will be, I think, October 1st, when we're back to starting a new unit, which will be the Java unit. Okay.